Hi, can you tell me your name?
I'm Kevin.
And you're a Verizon worker,
Yeah,
I see.
yeah,
You're
striking
out here
Verizon
on the
worker.
picket
Yeah,
line.
yeah.
So, what were you saying before about the different signs you're allowed to
Yeah,
have and
so,
you're not
so
allowed
when
to
we're
have?
at a Verizon wireless store, our signs have to say wireless on them. It can't be just, on strike against Verizon. All right, and when we're at a Verizon garage where the truck's pulling it out, we have to have a sign that says Verizon and not Verizon Wireless.
And why is that?
And that's part of an injunction that the company had against our union to kind of handcuff us and put more regulations on what we're able to do while we're on strike.
So the company is using the courts,
The court system,
to try to squeeze you guys.
and the judges, yeah, and the more they can keep their foot on our neck, the more they like it. So if we violate this injunction, the restrictions just get tighter on us.
Does that mean, like, if somebody like me who comes out here just in sympathy with you guys, if I have the wrong sign, I could get you all in trouble?
Yeah, because anybody who's acting in concert with us, we're responsible for their actions, So that's why when members of the public like you guys who are doing awesome work out here, we have to make sure you got the right sign. If you don't have a sign in front of this wireless store that doesn't say wireless on it, we're going to swap it out for you and make sure that you do have one that says wireless.
Okay. What are the issues in this strike, by the way?
We have a lot of issues. Among them are the offshoring of our call center work. All right, They want to send a lot of our call center work to other countries. All right, that's going to eliminate jobs here on Staten Island and across the whole Verizon footprint. There's other things too. There's our retirement, and Verizon puts it out there in the media that we make $130,000 a year. What I can tell you is that I don't make $130,000 a year, and I don't know anybody who does, except maybe some of the bigger bosses.
How do they come up with that figure?
I really don't know. I think that I don't know. Maybe they got some funny math or something. I don't know.
Including like the cost of what they call benefits, vacation time, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's got to be. They throw everything at the wall and add it all up, and they come up with that number. But
they said that they're offering you $7,500 raise.
Yeah, it's a 7.5% increase.
Yeah.
But I think from some of the other people who were doing the math, that doesn't even cover the amount that they want to raise our medical coverage. So it's all spin. When it comes down to it, they want to crush the union.
So what do you do on your job?
I'm an installer. I install FiOS and the TV, the internet.
How many years you have with them?
I've got 29.
29. Wow.
Yeah.
When did your contract end?
It ended August 1st. Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Did it start about 6 months ago?
They had been negotiating for a few months before the contract expired, but it was just, their list of demands. They basically want to cut our contract, So,
Take away your health benefits.
Right.
They want to
Absolutely, yeah. They want to freeze our pensions. It's just
anti-American.
so much. Yeah. It's destroying the middle class, and it's letting the rich get richer, and creating a bigger divide between the haves and the have-nots.
So
There's a lot of have-nots out there these days, aren't there?
Yeah, there sure
So
are.
is there, are you aware of the Mount Marissa issue?
I am, yeah. The developers came in, they want to, they bought up the land, they want to develop it and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a sad thing. It's a beautiful property down there.
So is there a way of talking about
Hey!
Hey, Jack. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Jack.
How you doing?
It's our environmental hero grassroots campaign.
I'm sure there is some, if corporations going to come in and develop that area,
Yeah, same fight.
Right, who are they going to get to do the work, Is it going to be Staten Island residents, Is this just another corporation looking to suck money out of Staten Island and not return it into the community, Yeah.
What do you think about the political situation in this country these days?
Well, I'm a big Bernie Sanders supporter.
Hey, Bernie!
Yeah, Bernie's the man. He's the man. Yeah, feel the burn. And you know, it's sad that there's so much money in politics. You know,
Sickening. It's un-American. It's undemocratic.
Sure is. Yeah, that's what allows the corporations to keep control. You know, they got the money. You know, hopefully we can get more people together and we have people power versus the money power. You know. So.
Well, one other question. What do you think about the way your union leadership is handling the strike? You okay with it, or?
Well, really all I can comment is on our local union leadership, and they are awesome. They are progressive thinkers. They're not like dinosaurs caught in the past, you know. They try to come up with you know, innovative ways to operate during the strike and even before the strike. They're really progressive, and they're doing a great job.
All right.
Where's the union hall?
Can you tell me your name?
I'm Gloria Chepper. I live right by the former Mount Manresa, which now looks like a nuclear destruction site.
And can you briefly tell me why you're here? Because I know you're not a Verizon worker, right?
No, I'm not a Verizon worker. I do recently have a cell phone, but the point is, we're talking about quality of life, and everything is connected, as this man was saying. The wages, with the shrinking middle class, the ridiculous amount of debt, all the jobs going out of the U.S. of A. 1% getting richer, the average person, the wages are the same as they were 30,
And
40
you've been active in this fight from Mount Manresa for a while, right?
Yes, I live right next door. I purposely moved my child to a beautiful, next to a forest. As Jack says, the oldest forest in New York City, destroyed by
corporate greed, yes.
by irregularities and criminality, which
and
was
corruption
in New York City politics. It has to be the worst on Staten Island. And so we saw our beautiful, bucolic place destroyed and poisoned, and the neighbors were poisoned. So it was the ultimate contempt. We stand for something else. We stand for equality. It's all connected. Economic justice, environmental justice, social justice.
Thank you,
all
Gloria.
Issues are connected.
They are.
As we learn in sociology.
I'm going to interview Jack. Jack.
Hey, Alex.
Tell the people listening out there why you're here.
I'm here because it's not. I belong to the committee to save Mount Manresa, and it's not just environmental. We expanded into land zoning and land use and protection of the environment, and also for the rights of the workers and the people of Staten Island for a better quality of life. So I'm here also as a union member. I'm on the executive board of Local 3, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, and I'm a union member, and I believe in fair wages for fair work, and that's the other reason I'm here, to support my fellow union members for their cause, which is just.
What do you think could be done further to assist the Verizon workers?
What can be done further if we galvanize more union support to back them up, because all unions are being attacked now in America. The union workforce is about 10.4% of the entire workforce, and probably about 5.9% of the private sector, about 32% of the public sector. So it's diminishing at a very fast rate. 1957 was probably at its peak of say 35 to 40%. Today it's down to like barely 10%. So the politicians aren't interested, for the most part, for union support, because it's so small. It's not a big sector of the economy, of the nation's workforce anymore. In New York City, there's more union than elsewhere, but around the country, it's right to work, and people don't get benefits. They need benefits. They need a fair wage, because despite the economy being sluggish, prices go up, homes are going up. In order for a young person to survive, there are no pensions anymore. They're being taken away. You need to have benefits and a good salary, and that's what made the middle class. That what brought people from being poor into the middle class, is union.
And what do you see in a broader political sense as a possible solution, or do you?
In a broader political sense, in this day and age, it's very difficult, like I said, to get elected officials. I know here on Staten Island, which has 513,000 population, we did have Diane Savino come out in support of the strikers, and probably a few other elected officials I'm not aware of that I know would support the strikers. But it's more than elected officials. You have to get the general public interested. I think that's a key. You have to get the general public.
What about the two big political parties in this country?
The Democrat and Republican?
Yeah.
Well, I think on the Republican side, for union, I think Scott Walker would be a good example in Wisconsin. He won an election, and he pretty much depleted the power of the unions there. Although a lot of union members, ironically, voted for him because they felt that other issues were more important. But in the long run, it's not. You need to have a fair wage. You need fair representation. And the recent Supreme Court decision that ended up in a tie, if Anthony Scalia had not passed away, it would have enabled union members to vote to decide whether they would pay dues or not. If unions cannot get dues, then the unions dissolve. They won't be around because people think for the short run. They don't think for the long run. And you need to have union. You need to have the members contribute.
Maybe what unions could do is reach out to people who are not unions. That's
why I said the general public.
There's a lot of potential allies there. All the other people who are working for a living,
right,
or are unemployed and can't get a living.
Right. And the idea is to bring a lot of the people that are unemployed, to get them vocational training, to get them into the workforce. And right now, a lot of that doesn't exist. There is very little vocational training. Most of our jobs are being shipped overseas, and they're coming back at a much, I would say, much cheaper rate. And the big business people are selling it though at a profit, so they're all making money. The upper management, everybody on the top are still making money. It's the workers that are their wages and their benefits are being depleted, and that's what this fight's all about with Verizon. They have to remain profitable, they have to remain competitive, but you still have to have a talented workforce, and the only way you do that, you have to pay them a fair wage. You can't take away their benefits and still walk away with tremendous profits.
Any thoughts on the Sanders campaign or the Trump campaign?
Yeah, well, the Sanders campaign, he won brilliantly decisive landslide victories in a lot of states that Hillary took for granted. And that shows you that there is a certain tendency in this country for people to look at the rights of the average person. Because Hillary represents Wall Street. She makes millions of dollars in fees, speaking before Goldman Sachs and all these others. But what about the average person? The average person is so far removed from that. Only half the population may be investing in the market, the other half are struggling. So I think Bernie Sanders represents another faction in the country that's been neglected for many, many years. And that's why he's popular. He's popular amongst the young because the young graduate from college, they're in debt right away, and there's no jobs. There's no good paying jobs because the factory jobs, the jobs that existed